Dozens of hunters have fired blank shots to drive sacred horses up to a shrine in an annual gun festival in Saitama Prefecture near Tokyo. The festival was held on last Sunday at Hachiman Shrine in Ogano Town. People encouraged the horses to climb the steep steps up to the shrine, believing it is a promising sign for safe hunting and a good harvest. About 40 hunters fired blank shots as the horses ran a distance of about 50 meters. A local resident said she hopes good things will happen in 2014, which is the year of the horse in the Chinese zodiac. A group of young musicians from Paraguay came to Tokyo and played instruments made from waste materials. The performers, comprising the recycled orchestra, are 11 young people from Paraguay's capital, Asunción. Their instruments are all made of recycled materials. The orchestra has offered concerts in several places across the world. Recently, they performed 12 musical presentations, including classics and folk songs of South America. A member of the audience said the sound of the recycled instruments was more heartfelt than any other superb instrument. One of the violinists said she wanted to show people, by performing on instruments made from garbage, that nothing is impossible. The 7th Style 360 Pantene Bridal Couture Week, or PBCW 2013, started in eastern city Lahore in Pakistan recently. Pantene Bridal Couture Week has attracted a lot of attention since its inception. The event is one of the biggest fashion events of the year. PBCW started their journey 3 years ago, and ever since that, it has been a podium for artists and designers to showcase their talent. Fashion event has always attracted limelight of fashion lovers, critics, brands, artists and influential personalities of the fashion industry. It is regarded as the most reputed and sought-after bridal fashion event, attracting and influencing people associated with fashion and style industry. Fashion journalist Sarah Aga says Pashe, or nickname of designer Meena Sultan, had come up with some really interesting pieces for the event. She loves the interesting cuts, shade and colors, which are, according to her, superb. Nadia Hussain, who is a model, says it is always difficult to actually wear bridal dresses because the styling is very heavy with a lot of jewelry. The hairstyle has a lot of volume and is held up by a lot of pins, but the response to the bridal selection is always good. One of the designers, Ali Zihan, explained the inspiration for the show was his own roots in Pakistani culture. He has taken inspiration from Rajasthan, Cholistan and desert areas, has taken their colors in their embellishment, kept their gota or lace and developed his couture collection, even his jewelry pieces. Meena Sultan, a famous designer in Pakistan, says hers is a collection which is inspired by all intricacy and delicacy of the subcontinent with a Mughal influence, and even before that. According to Sultan, it is like bringing your heritage forward and renewing it with a modern version. Tunjit Singh, fashion lover, thinks this fashion week is remarkable in somehow promoting the local culture, as well as the local brands, especially HSY or Hassan Shayar Yassin and Fahad Hussain, renowned names in Asia. And now they are promoting Pakistani brands, Pakistani culture abroad, and such fashion show is a boost and gives them the platform that they can showcase their work in the international market. Hassan Shayar Yassin, director Bridal Couture Week, says that you have got to be proud to be part of it, not only as a director, but also as a designer. He has been designing for 14 years and has been working as a show director for 20 years. He directs every fashion week there is in this country. This one is very special to his heart because it can get little, different and entertaining. The first giant panda cub bred in South China's Guangdong province was presented to visitors at Chimilong Safari Park in the provincial city of Guangzhou recently, 120 days after it was born. The Giant Panda Cup was born 4 months ago and was the first one bred independently in Guangdong. The Chimilong Safari Park prepared a special exhibition hall for the Panda Cup called Baby Panda House with constant temperature and humidity. The breeders give it a routine examination in the exhibition hall, while visitors and reporters were crowding outside, vying to see it. The cup now weighs 7.1 kilos compared to 130 grams when it was born. Many parents came to see the Giant Panda Cup with their kids. A child who came to see the Giant Panda Cup with his father thinks the cup is so cute. It is white and round like a ball. The father of the child, meanwhile, says it was good that they can come to see the panda with their own eyes, and it would be helpful for his son to gain more knowledge. The park has prepared ice machine, private kitchen, and an examination room in the exhibition hall. They can provide the cup with 24-hour care a day in order to keep it healthy. Dong Gizin, general manager of Chimilong Safari Park, said the cup will be taken care of by its mother during lactation, so they mainly just take care of the mother panda. There is a monitoring room on the opposite side of the exhibition hall to monitor the pandas 24 hours a day without disturbing them. Visitors are asked not to use their camera flash when taking pictures and to be quiet while visiting the pandas so as not to disturb them. China now has more than 1,590 giant pandas in the wild and over 300 in captivity. The endangered species is the state treasure of China. South Korean breakdancer Kim Hong-yeol beat 2012 champion Moner from France to take the world breakdancing crown before a home crowd in Seoul last week. He said he was speechless, couldn't say it in words and just couldn't explain. 28-year-old Kim Hong-yeol said he was just amazed he won this competition. He wanted to be exposed to this kind of feeling and is happy to do this competition. He also won the title in 2006. 16 contestants from 10 countries, including the US, Brazil, France and Japan, battled it out on the dance floor in front of a sellout crowd in the Jamsil Stadium at the South Korean capital Seoul. 8 past winners and 2 wildcard entrants competed with 6 dancers who had qualified through regional tournaments that covered some 90 countries. B-boying or breakdancing originated in New York in the 1970s and then spread across the globe, gaining a devoted following in several Asian countries. The Red Bull Championship is one of the few individual one-on-one contests. 300 Japanese students recently visited Mevlana Mausoleum in the city of Konya, Turkey, ahead of the much-anticipated 740th Sebi Aruz commemorations, the day that marks the death of Mevlana Khaleleddin Rumi, a Sufi saint and founder of the Mevlevi order of Sufi dervishes. The Japanese students were from Osaka. The trip was a great opportunity for the Japanese students to meet the Turkish culture. Turkey is the first European country the students have ever been to. The historic architecture of the buildings was the most impressive part to the students. The 740th Sebi Aruz commemorations started on December 7th. The day marks the passing of the Mevlana. Thousands of local and foreign tourists flock to the city of Konya to watch the whirling dervishes every year. The students were happy to learn some Turkish words like merhaba, Turkish word for hi, the Japanese equivalent of konnichiwa. They also said they were very happy that they carry on the spirit of Mevlana, which is built on tolerance and dialogue. In decades past, the Sonipur Mela, or Colorful Elephant Festival, drew hundreds of elephants and hundreds of thousands of people, hoping to watch the animals revered in India as an earthly incarnation of the Hindu god Ganesh do tricks for the crowd. Once it was thought to be the largest elephant swap in the world, with elephants bought and sold by Indian loggers, army outfits and temple administrators. However, India's rising economy has meant many of the tens of thousands of festival goers who might be in the market for elephants and other livestock now use cell phones and the internet to broker deals. meaning they don't need to attend the annual market event to do business. A 2003 ban on buying and selling elephants in particular has left elephant owners little reason to cart the heavy beasts across India's jungles and desert just to meet the Mela's current daily crowd of about 10,000 people. Santosh Kumar Singh, an elephant owner and farmer, says he hopes the government can help keep the event alive. He thinks there should be as many elephants as possible at the fair so that this Asia Cattle Fair can continue to exist. The government should look into it and people should be allowed to bring elephants from other states. Anand Singh is a member of the Legislative Assembly in Bihar. He says the fair brings all sorts of animal traders together in one place. All kinds of animals are brought to this fair. Some fairs have only elephants or horses or other cattle, but this fair has all the animals and all birds. Dozens of elephants are still on show this year, technically only for exhibition, although they can be given as a gift. About a dozen of them, with colorful drawings and decorations, gallop in a lumbering race over a dusty track to cheer the thousands of spectators. Jockeys also race trotters and horse carts for $240 in prize money. But horse trading is also down, says seller Girichand Gupta, thanks again to the rising affluence of Indians. There are fewer buyers now because people who used to ride horses now have motorcycles and cars. Thus, there is less demand for horses now. The government and private companies together have spent more than $222,000 to put on the 21-day event in November and December, with creaky carnival rides, booming loudspeakers, and more than 1,000 police officers deployed. Tradesmen peddled plastic trinkets, kitchen utensils, and cheap synthetic clothes. Animal dealers sell hundreds of cows, horses, puppies, birds or other animals sought today more as household pets than beasts of burden, another sign of growing disposable income. At least dog trader Bihari Ji is happy as business is good. People who come to the festival buy things sold there, so there is nothing to worry about. Crowds filed past wire cages crammed with puppies looking for the healthiest and fluffiest to take home. The Mela runs from 16 November until December 15, 2013. Attractions include traditional folk music concerts, hundreds of street food stalls, and 8 caged stages featuring dancing girls. For those attending this year Sonipur Mela, the elephant racing and female dances are proving to be a big draw.